The future of the provincial executive committees of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng hangs in the balance after an assessment of its structures by the party's leaders of the National Executive Committee. PEC members met with the National Working Committee and where they were told to keep quiet and that everything would now be communicated by Lutuli House. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula said the status quo could not remain. The National Working Committee was tasked to decide whether to make a recommendation to the ANC to disband the province's structures or not.
No, KZN, who must rebuild the organization from scratch, is destroyed.
So you are saying, essentially, what are you saying, disbandment or not?
Not disbandment, rebuilding. You know, sometimes people think that to rebuild you must disband. It is not the best option. We have tried that many times. It's so difficult to rebuild from disbandment. But if you build from the scratches, from the rubble that is there, you build it faster.
So what is the characterization of KZN? Can you please repeat for me, Mr. Mantashe?
What characterization?
You said that there is no organization.
It must be rebuilt. It must be rebuilt. That's where we're ahead by Zuma.
The ANC's 11 regions in KwaZulu-Natal felt Mbalula's wrath. He said regional leaders were failing to revive the ANC, prompting the party's National Executive Committee to move in on the entire province after the brutal assault on the party by the MK.
Some of the regions in KZN have collapsed, and the ANC have got no chance to come back. They've collapsed. We are fighting a Ferrari there with a conquest. You know, so we need to match a Ferrari with a flying machine, you know, Gulfstream, that move faster in seconds, you know, to surpass what is happening there. We dropped to 17%, my brother. And anyone else cannot tell us we must not do anything about that. We are doing something about it. Those who thought that they got the ANC to be weaker, we will rebuild it and we'll come back.
ANC national officials are divided on whether to disband KZN and Gauteng structures. Deputy President Paul Mashatile said no province is going to be disbanded.
We don't want to blame KZN or blame Gauteng or any other province. We are reflecting ourselves as a national leadership. We are reflecting together with them. That's why we met the leadership of KZN. That's why we met Gauteng yesterday. That the purpose of the meeting was to reflect what could have gone wrong, what is it that needs to be done. So we see this period as the time for recovery, the time to recover lost ground, rather than blaming one another. I know many people were saying we are calling these provinces because we want to dissolve the PECs. That's not the case. We're not dissolving anyone. We are engaging, we are coming with plans, and because it's holiday time, we're going to give ourselves time to reflect on the reports we have received as a leadership. NWC will meet next year after January 8th to look at the reports. Already, the provinces that we have met, the two, have got plans of how to recover lost ground. They've given us the plans on what they need to do, and we're supporting them. So they are not sitting and be like crybabies and say, you know, we've lost elections. They already have plans. And that's why you can see now we are, you know, winning by-elections in many parts of the country.
The party's National Executive Committee will, at the end of this month, decide on whether to disband the provincial structures and rebuild from scratch. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Johannesburg.